path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or... I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society. Oh, if only that were the case, but I have to say I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both, like I said, I don't. Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily then each and every one of us. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics, no matter. Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Princess hesitates before. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less. You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here. That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. Do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I could be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar. its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe...
Shh! What if that's a very good question, little voice? What if... Shit!
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I... Those are two very different questions, but fine. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or you died last time, which probably only happened. We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work? No comment.
Well then, congratulations. And your solution is to send us back in there?
Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other...
Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started.
Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she just...
And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how...
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the... If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us? I want you to succeed. Just be quick about it. She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, people locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but you can't just goad us into doing something by calling us special. It's manipulative. I don't know, I kinda lie. Okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into doing something, but he's not. I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm trying to say is that you... And for what it's worth, I know we don't. You saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail, if you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know he isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust. Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles, and you see the way he keeps pushing us? Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her. Great, now.
A warning. Before she will lie, she will...
I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time.
It doesn't matter. The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. Hold on. What happened to the door?
It's just an empty frame.
She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep... So deep breath in, deep breath...
You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes watching us that I didn't even notice.
What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the floor, and the open doorway leading to the basement. There's definitely a mirror.
There isn't. We have to look at it. Unless that's what he wants us to do. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time Very different. He changed it, didn't he? It's like he's trying to calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. So focus up. You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad. You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the... Good. Steel can't...
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us...
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. Those are the words of someone who knows. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for it. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just... Attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but how would falling into an infinite void be better than anything? You make your way to the bottom of the stair. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions. She could be anywhere, and there's... Are you really not going to comment on how weird... No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of... Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. We're going to die down here. Please stop saying that. You're only going to...
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies.
There you are.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this thing. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As your blood begins to coagulate, it's as if every part, heart, lungs, liver. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want...
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want it to...
You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven your weapon is still in your hands.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver.
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs.
Definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
Oh, we both know that you don't have a say here, so you should just look on the bright side. I don't know what the bright side is for you, but I'm positive you can find it if you look hard enough.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, 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 liver.
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart.
Princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Hey, snap out of it.
Okay, deep breath.
You're back.
Lungs, liver, nerves.
One moment, and then you're gone. Ah,
lungs,
and then...
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it?
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Liver,
And you got a fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not. You seem miserable.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I'm glad you're seeing things my way.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
What?
Heart,
No!
lungs, liver,
I knew you'd come around. Oh, This is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving.
Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Shit. Lungs, liver.
With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone.
Go ahead. I'll be right behind you.
I don't trust having our back to her.
You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the feedback. Just... Right. Besides, I get the feeling she's telling the truth.
Lungs, liver, nerves.
What? Are you scared of turning your back to me? You don't have to be worried that I'm going to do something inside. What if I lost track of you and dropped the stairs on accident? I wouldn't want that to happen. And I don't think you'd want...
She urges you forward, like one might. You place a shaky foot on the first step and begin your ascent. You can feel the static prickling of the princess on your neck, your limbs buzzing with pins and needles.
You're almost there.
The only thing left between you and the cabin is the now shut door to the basement. It would be a real shame if it had locked behind you.
Oh, you snake. There wasn't even a door when we first got here. The door was from last time. I told you we shouldn't trust him.
I know he's messing with us, but you can't lose your cool.
Yes, I remember. Of course I remember. Heart, lungs.
Thank you. And you? You'd really... Of course I would. As much as I want you to have a happy ending, the fate of the world is a little more important, and you still...
Oh, look at that.
It's like...
It'll open. You just have to give it a tug.
Pull against the door.
You're not nearly as powerful as you'd have us think, are you?
Anyways, like he said, you're not really in control. I never said I was. If I was in control here, why would I need you to... I don't know. Secret ring...
The door is open. What are you dawdling for? It's time for us to go.
The princess moves past you into the cabin. This is it. I thought you wanted us to slay her. It's the same thing. Do it. Do it.
Okay, what do we do?
I said, what do we do?
Oh, do you want to hear from me now?
Yes.
Well, I thought you needed me.
We do, but this is important. Look, I'll even... Right. Heart.
Lung, liver.
Okay, thanks. Heart.
You're
I know. Doing my best.
Yes, it's very hard to stay focused on running things when other people...
What are you doing?
Heart.
Finally, I can talk. Now, what were you asking me?
Running everything kind of feels like...
Popping in and out of unconscious. They were asking you for your blessing to trust me. Oh, that's right, yeah. Fuck this guy. Really?
Heart.
So you'd have them trust her?
Liver.
Oh, of course not. Can't trust anybody here but ourselves, but I suppose if I had to make a choice, I'd pick the one that doesn't make our organs shut down.
Thank you for your gracious show of support.
But that's a marginal preference. We'll have to deal with him. Whatever. You heard what he had to say, so whether you...
Liver. Nerves.
All right, I'm done.
Finally, that was awful.
You've been standing there staring blankly for a while now. And I have to say my patience is... Open the door.
The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the...
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin. Why is it so cold?
She's gone. Where? And there's that mirror. He is. Yeah. No voice needling us anymore. Right. I should feel better with her gone. calling us. I'm begging you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels... I don't know.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. I am solitary lights in an empty thoughts without connections. I think that you are like me. We are oceans. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. This one is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulse. Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home. How can the world have ended if we are talking? You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I know only that they are. She is part of me. You speak in circles. You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget. If only you bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole. I have not lived. I am not everything. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. Then we will be here forever, as we are. You ask of things that cannot be done. How can I know? I am flickered. If you need time, you are as I am now, and forever. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means